Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, man. Today is January the 21st, and we have NBA action. First time I've done a late show in quite a while, but we are live and we are here to break down the NBA slate for today. I got 3 picks that I'm going to share with you guys for today. Always do a quick recap of yesterday. Yesterday, 0-1 day for myself. I bet on Scotty Barnes to go over his boards. He finished, I think, 2 boards shy against the Warriors. Just not a lot of defense plays, specifically in the second half of that game. He got off to a pretty slow start, even though the Warriors couldn't score the basketball. Mamus Kilishvili grabbed all the boards in the first half. I think he had 7. I was hoping Scotty Barnes. We got the best of the number. It ended up closing 9.5, but that ended up being a losing bet yesterday. Short list, of course, goes crazy whenever I don't bet it. So Lakers first half. I'm sorry, Denver first half was a winner, and there was another first half bet that I talked about, but it don't matter because I didn't make the bet. So I didn't win any money yesterday. Got to do a little bit better today. Hopefully we can sweep the board, go 3-0. If not, at least go 2-1, and kind of get back to the way things have been going for us about a week ago, because we have been seeing the board really clearly then. Real quick, I'll go through the comments and then we'll get started for today. So let's see. Brian says Raptors Kings over 228. What up? PZ says top of the evening game. Can't believe the Wolves last night. Unrested Jazz. Today's NBA. It's difficult, PZ. I could vent probably for about an hour just about this specifically. You don't see that. You don't see a team 5th game in 7 nights having to travel from road to home. I saw my guy J Money had tweeted about it. That's just like uncalled, unheard of. Best player out. It don't matter. Keontae George looked like the best player in the NBA last night against the Timberwolves. I didn't have the Timberwolves, but like I told you guys yesterday, I couldn't lay with the Timberwolves. It's a very unserious team unless they're playing against a serious opponent. So it's terrible, though. It is absolutely terrible. I'm guessing Ant probably finished with his points last night. I don't even think I stayed up to watch the end of the game, honestly. Or maybe I did. But yeah, I don't know if he finished with his points last night or not. Trail asking about Ant over his points last night. I did say I didn't know if the game was going to be competitive or not. Jazz ended up winning the game outright. Ant finished with 38. So we talked about his points yesterday. They ended up being a winner yesterday. Let's see. Spanky says, let's hammer the Knicks today. It's do or die. First half and full game. If they lose tonight, Mike Brown's fired. Okay. Adrian asking about in Atlanta. We'll talk about that. Under PSI says, finally caught alive. Just wanted to say thanks for your daily insight and work in and out day. Appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot, man. Especially when things aren't going well. I need to see comments like this because it sucks to handicap these games. And then, the players go out there and you feel like you got a great cap on the game and the complete opposite thing happens. Yeah, appreciate you, Peasy. Appreciate you, Hype MMA. Good evening, Tasha. Appreciate you for tapping in. What's up, H-Town? Dom says, keep grinding, Chris, bro. You much appreciate it. Appreciate that, Dom. Appreciate that for sure, bro. As you are as well. Let's jump into it. Let's get into it for today, man. So yesterday, I gave you guys 2 looks from Jackson. They were Houston minus the 3.5, and let's see. Yeah, Houston minus the 3.5. I don't know how Houston ended up winning the game by 5. And did I give you guys a total bet? I think I just gave you 2 spreads. The other one was Minnesota minus the 10. And they, of course, didn't even get close to covering last night. So today's prompt, kind of wanted to keep it similar. I'll read you guys the prompt and then I'll tell you guys what the picks are. So I asked Jackson to provide me the best spreads in the NBA today, based solely on cleaning the glass data, NBA advanced stats, and the official NBA injury report. Don't use any narratives, media opinions, or public betting percentages unless specified. If possible, use the last 10 game sample size for each team so we can get relevant data on each team. So the first look here is on Detroit minus the 8.5. It says that I'm not sure why I didn't drop this down onto my other screen, so I'm not looking up. All right, so I'm gonna do that real quick. It says Detroit 31-10 travel to face the New Orleans Pelicans 10-35 in a matchup where the advanced efficiency metrics suggest a massive gap that the market is not fully adjusted to, according to the aggregated team data. The Pistons boast the second best net rating in the NBA at plus 7.4, and the second best defensive rating at 108.5. The most significant mismatch lies in the half-court defensive profiles. Detroit ranks number 1 in the NBA in half-court points per 100 play at 90.2, And while the New Orleans offense ranks 24th in half-court points per 100 plays at 94.6. So New Orleans offense is heavily reliant on getting to the rim, ranking first in rim frequency at 43%. However, they are dead last in mid-range shot efficiency at 37%. And 25th in three-point percentage. This one-dimensional attack is a catastrophic weakness against a Detroit team that is elite at forcing opponents into long, inefficient half-court possessions. Furthermore, Detroit is the best rebounding team, is one of the best rebounding teams in the league, second in offensive rebound percentage at 34.8, which should allow them to dominate the possession game against the Pelicans team that ranks 26th in defensive rebounding at 67.6%. So the Pelicans injury report is devastating. Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, DeJounte Murray all ruled out. The lack of backcourt depth and defensive versatility makes it highly unlikely to keep pace with a Pistons team that has maintained a 2-point differential, a top two point differential, 8.6. While Detroit is monitoring Cade Cunningham and Karis LeVert's status, both listed as questionable, their depth remains superior, and the ability to control the glass provides a high floor for covering the spread on the road. Secondary look is on, or not secondary look, but the second look is on the Oklahoma City Thunder minus the 11. It says that, the advanced metrics highlight a massive defensive mismatch. OKC ranks number 1 in NBA defensive rating, first in net rating. They face a Milwaukee Bucks team that's 28th in half-court points allowed per 100 plays. The Thunder are elite at taking care of the ball. They rank first in turnover percentage, and they lead the league in forcing turnovers at 17.9. This creates a possession gap that is difficult for struggling teams to overcome. Milwaukee's offense, while efficient and effective field goal percentage at second, is dead last in offensive rebound percentage, meaning that they rarely get second chance opportunities. Against the OKC team that ranks second in half-court efficiency, the Bucks will shoot at an unsustainable. The Bucks will have to shoot at an unsustainable level to keep this within the spread. So it talks about the injury report, Jalen Williams and Isaiah Hartenstein being out, but the primary engine remains healthy. Milwaukee is missing Miles Turner and Kevin Porter, further depleting a roster that's already struggling at a minus 3.1 net rating, which is 24th. OKC's ability to dominate the half court, the second and half court points per 100 plays at 104.2, should allow them to pull away from the Bucks team that allows the 28th most points per half court play. So those are the two plays for Jackson today. Two favorites, the Thunder minus the 11 and the Pistons minus the 8.5. Both teams Jackson think can get it done on the road as road favorites. Let's jump into a couple games that I want to go through. So this first one is the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Charlotte Hornets, right? So I actually thought about this play last night. I sent it out to the members this morning. I did make a play in this game. Real quick, I just wanted to check one more thing. Okay. All right, cool. Just want to check one more thing. All right, so let me get to my notes real quick. I know that injury report wise, we know Cleveland is still going to be shorthanded. They won't have Darius Garland in this game. Let me just go to, I think outside of Darius Garland, everybody else is pretty much in. Let's just double check real quick. Injury report is janky at its finest these days. So it looks like Darius Garland and of course Sam Merrill, Max Strus are all out. Terrence Mann, I think he is going to play. He got downgraded. Now he's been upgraded. Plumlee is listed as out, and KJ Simpson is out as well. So the way I kind of look at the game, right? You got a Cleveland team that's coming off an absolute beatdown. I took them in that game, getting points against the Oklahoma City Thunder in that last game. Just a highly inefficient team right now. Really don't know which version of Cleveland you're going to get. Cleveland, of course, had beat Philly back-to-back. In Philly, they come home and don't even get to 100 points. Darius Garland is missing, and Donovan Mitchell looks absolutely atrocious in that game. I think it was one of the first few games where he shot the ball that bad. Charlotte has looked good recently. They went on the road trip out west. Finished it off with a nice, good win against the Denver Nuggets. They beat the Lakers in that trip as well. Like they got a couple confidence boosting wins, and typically you want to fade teams first game back home. I typically do. I'm not going to play the spread in this game, but I will take the Charlotte Hornets over their first half team total specifically. And I'll go over to Moneyballer just to kind of show you guys what I was looking at when I was looking at making this play. I also used a little bit of NBA.com, just their advanced metrics as well. But this is what I'm pulling up is Moneyballer. You guys can utilize the link in the description if you're interested in checking it out. But if we come down here and we start looking at some of the team comparison stuff, not specifically the last 10 games, but if we look at the overall, the matchup between these two teams, we can see that the Cavs have been road favorites 12 times. The number's highlighted right here, right over the mouse. Their opponents are 10-2 to their team total over. So this says that the Hornets should be able to score in this game. But first half specifically, you can see that they're 8-4. So still a really good hit rate. I looked at the Cavs as home favorites. They were just 5-7 against the number, which you can see Cavs as road favorites. 5-7 against the number. I like that they're playing at the 10th fastest pace in their last 10 games. If we just toggle this right here, we can see that their pace numbers Cleveland's actually playing at the 4th fastest pace. So I like that Cleveland's playing fast. I like that the Charlotte offense has been absolutely humming. We can see that Charlotte 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. They're 7-3 to their team total over. Let's see. 6-4 to their team total over. You can see that right here. If they have the rest advantage, they're 2-0 to their team total over. So this really came down to, in my opinion, Cleveland being able to shoot the 3-point shot. The Charlotte Hornets being able to shoot the 3, which I think that they will. You can see that they're above the break 3 field goal percentage. Their last 10 games is actually 5th. We know that the Cleveland Cavaliers are one of the worst 3-point defenses in the NBA. You can see that they're giving up the second most attempts allowed. And I think all of that bodes well. This field goal percentage, so they actually allowing teams to shoot 40% from the 3-point line. The way Charlotte's been shooting the 3-point shot, you can see that they're 5th best here. I think we see points early. Charlotte typically runs out of gas late for whatever reason, but I think they get it done early in this game. So staying off the spread, I went through. I just wanted to give you guys some numbers as far as side goes. I looked at the Cavs as short road favorites, just like a possession or two, like now. If they're laying one possession, 3 or less, they're 2-1 straight up, 2-1 against the spread. If they're laying less than 5, they're 3-2 straight up, 3-2 against the number. And then on the Hornets side of things, I feel like I've watched the Hornets struggle to close out games. I remember Manuel quickly hit the big game winner. Before that, it was I forgot who they played the night before that, but somebody else hit the game winner against them. I just don't really like them being able to close the game. They are, however, 3-3 straight up as a home dog of 3 points or less, 4-1-1 against the number. So they play well in this spot. They've actually played well in this spot. I just think that they can score the basketball here, specifically early. And I'm not laying points with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just even though I think that they can win, it's a short number. They'd probably be motivated in this game based on the way that they played the last one. But that's my thought process on this one. Charlotte team total first half specifically, I took them over 56.5. Over 56.5 for me. What up, Free Sauce? Appreciate you for tapping in. Says tapped in, man. Appreciate you for sure. What's up, Sean? He says, been missing the morning shows, but not this late show, bro. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. What's up, Chicago? He says, what up, Chris? Knicks plus 12.5. We'll get to that game in just a second. Bruce says Cavs got embarrassed on MLK Day. They absolutely did. He says he'll take the Cavs -2. Hornets first game home after the 5-game road trip. Makes a bunch of sense. Michi says fading the public. Hornets plus 3.5. I don't even know what the public is on. Quee says he'll go Hornets money line, Hawks money line, less cash. Okay. What's up, AOD? Appreciate you for tapping in. H-Town says I love back in Cleveland after getting blown out. Real quick, just on the trend, real quick with the Cavs. So if they're coming off a game where they previously lost, they are 13-6, only 7-12 against the number, but they do win these games by about 4 points. Let's see if they're a road favorite in these. 5-2 straight up, 2-5 against the number. They typically land 7.5. So let's just see if they're on the road and a short favorite. So short favorite. Let's just say they're getting less than 5 points, or they're laying less than 5. They are. Let's see if we have something come up here, and then I'll keep it pushing to the next game. Yeah, this is not loading, so I'm gonna just keep going. New name in the chat. Groovy says Hornets are trash. Okay. Colin Sexton for JCJ. Okay. Dom says Cleveland's 3-point defense cost them in the playoffs last year, and they still haven't fixed it. That's a fact. That is a fact. Free Sauce says like Donovan Mitchell under his 30.5 points. Okay. Vaughn says started looking at Mitchell points and assists after not scoring well in the last few games. We'll probably get there. So real quick, this did populate. The Cavs offer loss as short road favorites. So 5 points or less. They're 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the number. These wins came against the Pacers and the 76ers earlier, a 16-point win and a 26-point win. I think they can get the job done, but it wouldn't surprise me if Charlotte won the game either. Like, that's why I'm off the game. That's exactly why I'm off the game. But I think Charlotte will be able to score the basketball early. Maybe both teams. What's up, for real? Appreciate you for tapping in. Thyre says, give me the Hornets money line. Hornets offense is explosive. It absolutely is right now. Tasha says LaMelo. Yes, 8 assists by the player. LaMelo Ball, 20 plus points scored by that player, including overtime. LaMelo Ball, 4 rebounds by that player, including overtime. So it is LaMelo versus Lonzo today. I did see that as well. What's up, Locke? Appreciate you for tapping in as always, my brother. Top MF in here says I paired Sexton over his 12.5 points and DeRozan over his 18.5 points against their former teams. Okay. Yeah, I just think Charlotte offense is going to be humming from the beginning of this one. Let's keep going. Next one up is the Nets and the Knicks. Knicks got embarrassed on MLK Day at home to the Dallas Mavericks. I showed you guys the graphic for people who got a chance to tune into that game. One of the worst performances I ever seen for the Knicks. That was against the Dallas team that was shorthanded. Yes, Cooper Flag got rolled in, but like, you can't get held to 99 points on the road at home with the Dallas Mavericks. I don't even think they had held anybody to 99 points, but I digress. It's a new game. Knicks embarrassed me in that spot. They got embarrassed, all that good stuff. Now we look at the injury report here, and I think Brooklyn is pretty healthy. Let me just double check it. They're pretty healthy. The Knicks don't have anybody on the injury report. So Knicks, of course, had the players only meeting for people that have been paying attention to the team. A lot of comments coming out after that loss because it's 4 straight losses, no covers in their last 4 games. But it is their 3rd straight road game, and they get the little brother that come in here. They absolutely own this Brooklyn Nets team. For whatever reason, Brooklyn always gets blown out against this team. Am I going to put my money on the Knicks today? Absolutely not. Like, this is a point where now I need to see it. I thought the last game after 3 straight losses would have been, the one that they would have bounced back in, especially against Denver. We got the best against Dallas in the last game. We got the best of the number in that game. And it didn't matter what number you got. Like, they just absolutely got smoked. So the way I kind of see this game is I want to go over really quickly to because I'm not betting the side, and I don't really want any parts of the total. It opened 224.5. It's all the way down to, I think, 220.5 is what the number is right now. But what I'm looking at here in this game is actually, and I bet this too. I sent it out to the members right before the show. I'm looking at Nicholas Claxton under his points plus rebounds. It's more like a system play. The Knicks are a team, of course, that funnels a lot of shots to the 3-point line. I mean, I am expecting them to be better defensively overall, but they're just a team that funnels a lot of stuff to the 3-point line. I think that doesn't benefit anybody like Nicholas Claxton. So what I did was I went in and looked at Nick Claxton's usage. Not that he's going to get the ball and try to make a whole bunch of attempts to score the basketball in the first place, but I went in and I looked at Nicholas Claxton's usage rate this season when they have both Cam Thomas and they have Michael Porter Jr., and he struggled in this spot. So if you know anything about Nicholas Claxton, he gets 95% of his points at the rim. The Knicks defense stinks against the 3-point shot, especially catch and shoot, but they are 7th best at defending the interior. They give up the 4th fewest points in the paint, the Knicks do. And with Cam Thomas and MPJ in, you're looking at Nicholas Claxton averaging just 14.3 points plus rebounds. And games against teams that are top 10 in rebounds allowed as well, he's averaged just 16.8 points plus rebounds. So I think it's a little bit of an edge here. Those games with Cam and MPJ in as well. And if the spread is indicative of how bad the game is, I did look at, Claxton in games where, they're getting close to double digits. And he's averaged just 15.8 points plus rebounds in games where both Cam Thomas and Michael Porter Jr. have both played. So I like Nick Claxton under his 17 points plus rebounds in this spot. I think it's a really good number. Down there battling against a Knicks team that got all the eyes on them. Mitchell Robinson, Karl Anthony Towns. They're talking about potentially him getting traded. I like the spot here for the under here. So that's my thought process on this game. That's what I chose to play. Wanted to find some way to play on the Knicks. I think this is the best way possible, in my opinion. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Doubles is who's sticking LaMelo. I want to play his points. Melo is really just about who's like, how effective is LaMelo going to be? I looked at his points prop last night. I looked at Knipple points prop last night, which are actually on the move. He opened at 17.5. He's up to 18.5. He's somebody I think can knock down the shots. But Brandon Miller also been shooting the ball really, really well as of late. I really don't know which one of them to pick. So that's why I just picked Charlotte first half team total. I think they'll come close to scoring 60 points in the first half, though the 56.5 is still available. And that's what I ended up playing. I also failed to mention that they're fourth in offensive efficiency in the first half, specifically in their last 10 games, talking about the Charlotte Hornets. So that was one of the reasons why I played that team total as well. What's up, Lightbearers? It's ChrisBeCappinn in the evening. Cat needs to have a good game. He does. And I think somebody, when I think about the game, we know Brooklyn is a team that takes away your primary ball handler most of the time. They trap a lot of pick and rolls, and we know Brunson loves to do that. So my player prop thoughts initially were Brunson assists over. I think it's 6.5. Like, I think that's a good look. Josh Hart, somebody that should be able to get downhill and score in the paint in this game. I think about Mikal Bridges 3-pointers. Karl-Anthony Towns should be able to have a good game. Brooklyn's not the best team at defending the rim. So it's a lot of ways I think the Knicks should be able to score in this game. And if their defense is playing well, I do think that they can be efficient on the offensive end. The problem with taking it over, in my personal opinion, is that both of these teams are bottom 3 in pace. So Knicks could win this game like 107-92. Honestly, like none of that is out the realm of possibility, in my opinion. Heist the Bookie, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you for tapping in as always. Thar says he'll take the Nets plus the 12. Line is inflated because it's New York. Tasha says I noticed the Knicks come out scoring more second and third quarter. They're gonna be fired up in this one though, Tasha. I would be surprised if the Knicks don't cover the first quarter spread in this game. I'm not betting it, but I would be surprised. I thought about this on the way to the crib today, Malik. The good old Twitter space days, man. Like, getting home and trying to get the show done around this time. What's up, 77 Figures? He says Cat knows he's on the block. He's playing like trash, unfortunately. 11.5, way too much. Okay. DJ says first time making a live show in a while. Let's go. Absolutely. Lock says total drop to 19.5, 219.5 in the next game. Last night, I said right here in my notes, I wrote 224.5. That's crazy that it's dropped that low. Give me Nick Claxton under and points plus rebounds. Hit the like button for me if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, first time watching, especially with a new watch time. Typically, I'm on, 7:35, 7:45 in the morning. I'm giving you guys my looks for the night before. But it's cool doing an evening show when I have the time to, just because, and I can't do this every single day, but it's cool doing an evening show because it allows me to have all of the information regarding the injury report. Like I can, hit the refresh button and give you guys the updated stuff. So there's more shows to come. Tomorrow I'll probably be back live in the morning. Not 100% sure. Actually, just real quick story time. Not even really a quick story time, just a life update. I was actually thinking, so you guys know I have practice on tomorrow evening, so there's no way I can do a show tomorrow evening. But I was actually thinking about just hopping on a flight and going to Orlando. I know I got some VA people in the chat. They predicting 24 to 30 inches of snow. I want nothing to do with that. I want no parts of 24 to 30 inches of snow. So I was thinking about just going to Orlando, just getting a one-way ticket, packing the family up and flying out. So I don't think that I'm going to do it at this point, but that's something that's still in the realm of possibility. Flights, I think, were like 10 a.m. tomorrow. So I'll keep you guys posted if I end up doing that. But it was something that I highly considered earlier today. And I'm still not sure if I might do that. I just want to avoid the snow and the shovels and the light bulb, the flashlights and the shovel. Like I don't really want to deal with all that. The candles and lights going out, no internet. Like that's not the lifestyle I want to live. But yeah, biggest snowstorm on the East Coast in my 36 years of living, 35 year living, however old I am. All right, let's keep going. Next game up, Pacers and Celtics. So line in this one up to 10.5. Celtics back at home, coming off that loss against the Detroit Pistons the other day. That was a good game. Like they went all the way down to the end. Jaylen Brown potentially, missed the game winner. So we look at the injury report here. The Pacers are, I don't think they're shorthanded. Let me just double check. So yeah, only Benedict Mathurin and Obi Toppin, who have been missing time anyway. On the opposite side, the Boston Celtics have Jaylen Brown listed as questionable. So this is 4th and 6 for the Indiana Pacers. Of course, they did pull all their starters against the Detroit Pistons when they really didn't show up for that game at all. So you could say it's 3rd and 5 for the Pacers. They're coming off a game where they did that thing where they always do. They get out to the big lead against the Philadelphia 76ers, ended up getting smoked in the second half. I should have bet Philly at halftime. They were -2.5. And then they end up losing. The Philly ended up winning the game by, I think they won by double digits. So that was a nice line that I ended up missing. Pacers, if you want them, you typically want them early. I don't want them early against Boston, especially with Boston coming off a loss. Boston's also been really good against the number, early in games. It seems like they always shoot the ball well early. Maybe I should have waited and could have got a better live line, but I end up playing under in this game. Last night it was 227.5. I missed that number, but I did get 227. The total has come down a little bit to 226. I think some 226.5s are out there. This one is pretty simple. You got a Boston team that's 3-7 against 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games. Offense not playing that great. Defensively, they're top 5. Indy is also 8-2 to the under in their last 10 games. And I love this is the fourth time I've talked about this matchup this season. But I love that Indy takes away the 3-point shot. Boston is a team that we know wants to shoot a ton of threes. They shoot the most above the break threes. Last game that these two teams played, Jaylen Brown finished. He didn't play in that game, and this game finished like 97-96 with the Pacers winning. So you do got the Celtics with a little bit of revenge in this spot as well. That game finished under 200 points though. Boston, like I said, bottom 5 in pace. They should be able to dictate pace being back home in this game. They're 4-2 to the under in revenge games this season. The Pacers offense has just been so bad. The last time these two teams played, I think we played Aaron Nesmith over his threes just because the Celtics are going to force teams to, have to make shots from outside the perimeter. They don't let you do anything inside the paint. So I couldn't talk anybody off of going back. I know he's been shooting the ball pretty poorly, Aaron Nesmith, in his last few games, but the looks are going to be there for somebody like Aaron Nesmith. So I would potentially be looking at his 3-point prop again. I think he hit 3 in that last game for us the last time we played it. Let's just see if I can find it real quick. Get 2 in the most recent game. The games we were betting on him, I think, was the Cleveland game and the Charlotte game. I think we bet him back to back. But yeah, he's just shot the ball so poorly as of late. So you can get -102 if you like him over his 2.5 threes. The looks are going to be there. Boston's bottom 6 in catch and shoot defense, bottom 6 in spot up defense. As long as Nesmith is out there being able to facilitate and play make for the team, Aaron Nesmith, if he's getting the looks, you just hope that he knocks him down. He gets 55% of his points via catch and shoot. So you just really need him to knock him down. He has gone under in 5 straight games, though. Just shooting the ball really poor. 0 for 6 in the last game against the Sixers, 2 for 8 in the game before that. And against Toronto, he shot 0 for 8. So that's what? 0 for 16 plus 2 for 16 plus 6 more. 2 for 22 in his last couple games. He's somebody that's, if you go knock down the shots, man, those shots will go. I mean, I don't think it's a bad look. Nesmith is going to take the most threes on that team. Him and Jay Huff are going to take the most threes on that team. So somebody like that is what I'd be betting on from a player prop perspective. But I think the game goes under. Just, we know Indy is a bottom 3 offensive team as well. So that's my thought process. And Jay Huff 3-point prop is listed at 1.5. It looks like -137 on Caesars is the best number, but I think I'm gonna just play under. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Tasha says, yeah, they said up to 16 and inches on Saturday in New Jersey. I want nothing to do with that, man. I was thinking it, Rick. If the old lady would say, yeah, like, bro, I promise you I'd have been out tomorrow. I would have been shooting from the hotel. And it's still not off the table yet. We just I don't know. But yeah, one-way ticket, just because I don't know when it's going to be clear enough for me to come back. I was just going to book a hotel for 6 days and a one-way ticket for everybody and just book a trip back. Because I don't know if I'm going to need to come back on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I know I'm probably not coming back on Monday. So yeah, I was just going to stay tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then, see what happens on Tuesday. Orlando is not predicting to have anything. I looked at it already because at first my initial thought process was Vegas. I was like, let's just go out west. And Orlando is, of course, a lot cheaper, but and it's on the East Coast. This is a little bit closer to me as well. Let's see. Celtics -10.5. Celtics -10.5. I thought the same thing. I think this is the last time all season they just put all 4 of them before the All-Star game. I don't think they're gonna play no more this season. Guidos, appreciate you for tapping in. What's good, Loso? Says, hope all is well. I took Nimhard over 7.5 assists in this matchup tonight. Okay. Vaughn says Derek White has been shooting horribly. Just a side note. Yeah, that's going to happen, though. You're going to be in some shooting slumps for sure. Michael says, you like Neesmith under his points. I wouldn't bet him over, but I do like his threes to go over. If he had 3 threes, that's only 9 points. His points probably listed at 14.5. It is due to the under as well. What's up, mid-range? Appreciate you for tapping in. What's up, Adam? Hope all is well with you. Says, I like the evening stream. Let's go. Under says he does like J Huff over his points, rebounds, and assists, opposing centers against Boston. Mid-range says he took Peyton Pritchard under his threes today. I thought about Peyton Pritchard in that last game to go under, man. Peyton Pritchard lit them boys up the last time that they played. Now, granted, Jaylen Brown didn't play in that game, but the last time that these two teams played, I think, let's see, what did Peyton Pritchard have? He had 23 the last time that they played. And he had 3 of 7 threes as well. So with Jaylen Brown back, it should be a little bit less value for him, I would think. His 3-point prop is 2.5 at -148. So it's juiced to the under. It looks like it's the best number, -148 on DraftKings right now. The way that the Indiana Pacers give up threes, I wouldn't be surprised for him to go under. We look at games played with Jaylen Brown, and playing against a team that doesn't allow a lot of threes. He's averaging 2.4, so this makes sense. Under in 5 of his 10 games, so that does make sense. Let's see. Yeah, man. I mean, you gotta have that rainy day fun for stuff like this, man. And hotels in Orlando are actually not that expensive. Like, I found some really good ones, solid ones, like some stuff by the Hilton, like $120 a night, $130, $150 a night. Like, I can do that. For it to be warm and to go outside and like explore. Like, my son's never been to Orlando, so taking him down there, I thought would have been cool. It would have been cool for sure. All right, let's keep going. Next game up, and I'll run through the rest of them. It's this Hawks and Grizzlies game, right? So, very, very interesting game, man. And so, you got Porzingis and Reece Shea both listed as out for the Atlanta Hawks, of course. And then Santi Aldama has been downgraded to doubtful in this game on the Memphis side of things. Now, the spread has come down. It opened Memphis 2.5, total open 237.5, and you see there's been bet up 2 points and down 1 point on the Memphis side of things. I always say this about Atlanta, right? If you want Atlanta, you typically want them on the road. They have been profitable 14-11 against the number. Memphis hasn't been profitable at home, only 9-11. However, there's a couple of things that stick out to me. I'll start on the Atlanta side of things. So they are off 4 straight losses and haven't covered any of the games. It kind of looks easy to take Memphis in this spot, right? That's the first thing that comes out and kind of sticks out to me. The offense, the Atlanta Hawks sticking to Atlanta, the offense has just been abysmal. For anybody who watched that game, the MLK Day game against the Bucks, they had the first one. That they shot, I think it was 1 for 20. They shot, I think it was 5% from the 3-point line in the first half. Nickeil Alexander-Walker got it cooking in the fourth quarter. They end up taking the lead in the fourth quarter, end up losing the game by 2. But I don't know. Some just kind of tell me Atlanta. This is a little bit of an Atlanta spot. I think you get a hungry Atlanta team. Now on the opposite side of things, the good for Memphis is that Ja Morant came back in that last game. Ja came back in that last game and looked great. Like, he looked absolutely amazing in that last game. They absolutely thrashed the Orlando Magic, but it looked completely different night and day. And you hear the reports about Ja Morant talking about, I really want to be here. I want to be traded. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like that's better on for Memphis. Now, the problem and the reason why I don't want to take Memphis is because they're coming from, 2 games where they played the first one in Berlin. The second one was played in London. I don't really want anything to do with a team first game back home after that trip. My thought process kind of tells me Atlanta early in this game, they came out super flat in that last game. We're getting embarrassed in that game. We took them plus 11.5 at halftime. I think they were down by like 16 at halftime, and we ended up cashing that bet. Something tells me they start the game off a little bit better and Memphis could potentially struggle with their first game being back home. I just think you get a super locked in team. Don't really like Atlanta without Reese Shea and Porzingis, though. I really feel like they need that rim protection. I'm not the biggest fan of Onyeka Okongwu on the defensive side of anything. And if Atlanta threes aren't falling, it's really, really difficult to trust them. So this is a game that I'll stay off of. My thought process was from a player prop perspective, the first thing that stood out was Ja assists. Ja had double-digit assists at halftime in their last game. And Atlanta's not really out here stopping anybody from getting assists. They allow the 6th most assists. They give up a ton of assists in the restricted area. That's where Ja typically gets his assists. He's listed at 8.5 and minus 102. Not sure if he's going to be on some kind of minutes restriction or not. Didn't really read in too much into that. But Atlanta gives up assists for sure. I think the game will be played super fast. Atlanta's top 3, top 4 in pace with Ja Morant back. Memphis also going to be flying up and down the floor as well. My second thought process was just bet on, and we talked about him, bet on Nickeil Alexander-Walker, either his 3-point prop, 3.5. I think now is available. It opened at 2.5 and it was juiced. No, 2.5, minus 142. That's a super, not a great line. It looks like minus 140 is the best number on Caesars. I don't like that as much, but I do think Nickeil Alexander-Walker continues to get busy. This was something I had written in my notes last game. He hit 7 threes, and I think all of them were in the second half in that last game. The way I see it, without Reese Shea, without Trae Young, he's just taking on a little bit more offensive load. CJ McCollum trying to get acclimated to the team. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has come in and kind of shifted to being that shooting guard, with CJ McCollum now taking over at the point guard range and playing big minutes as well. CJ's been playing really big minutes. So I say all that to say Nickeil Alexander-Walker over his 19.5 points is something I'm considering. Nickeil Alexander-Walker over his 2.5 threes. Honestly, I would take him to hit 4 in this spot. He's over the 2.5 in 5 of his last 6 games. Every game that he doesn't hit, he's literally finished on the hook. It looks like, what is this? 5, 8, 10. So 10 games out of his last 13, he's hit 2 threes or more, and the volume was up. I think I looked at it. He was averaging like 8 or 9 attempts over that time frame over the last 15 games. So this is something that real quick, I'll give you guys the numbers specifically. 3-point attempts. He's averaging 9.4 over his last 15 games. If you're telling me Nickeil Alexander-Walker going to get nine attempts or even 8 attempts, I'm probably going to play on his 3-point prop. Probably going to play on it. He's averaging closer, right at 4 this season when he has at least 8 attempts. And I didn't mention it, but you guys should know it. Memphis is the funnel for threes. So, he gets 35% of his points via above the break 3, and they are bottom 5 in 3-point defense. So, I think, Atlanta team total, Atlanta early. I think Atlanta is the right side. Didn't bet the game, though. Let's see what you guys. Adrian agrees. He likes Atlanta. H-Town says Atlanta. Locke says Hawks as well. Cam Spencer over his points, rebounds, and assists, or Ja assists. I kind of like the Ja assist look at him. Freestyle says love Ja, 27.5 points and assists here as well. Okay. What's up, J man? Nicholas says Atlanta team total over. Memphis defense is just horrendous. I kind of like that, Nicholas. I was thinking about this. I think it's 119.5, a little too rich for my blood, but I do think that they'll be able to end up getting there. I do think that they will. Let's see. 119.5 minus 112 on DraftKings look like it's the best number. Let's see. Memphis should be tired. They should absolutely be tired. I may get there with Atlanta. Ja double for lock. That plus 180 could not talk you off of that. Big Apple was watching. Yeah, he was letting it go. Like he was shooting. He was letting it fly, man. He got the green light. It ain't like Quinn Snyder about to tell him to stop shooting it. Malik says it right here. Got the green light. Definitely like his 3-point prop. Yeah, I like it too. Just don't like the juice. Like that minus 142 is gross, but I may end up getting there. Half unit play. Not gonna play it, super heavy. JCJ says as long as McCollum is in a Hawks jersey, fade him. Probably until they get right. I can see that. J-Man says Chris Claxton, 2+ blocks. Get with me tomorrow. Okay. What up, Deuce? Says love the Hawks in this spot. Losing 4 straight. Bounce back spot. Double accent about Jaren Jackson or Jalen Johnson. Which one? Jalen Johnson, I looked into his points prop. It's not the greatest matchup. Like he scores, a lot via catch and shoot, but he also likes to get downhill. He likes to get back and get a lot in transition. Memphis not a team that gives up a lot of points in transition, believe it or not. Their transition defense has actually been pretty good. So that kind of like scares me off a little bit. Let's go through, just quickly run through the other games real quick. I'll give you guys what I had in my notes. So the other games, let's see. We have what games did not go over? Detroit, New Orleans. Like K got downgraded with an illness. Karis LeVert's also questionable. Zion got downgraded with an illness. I don't know what they got going on in New Orleans, but that's one place I won't be going. Then I saw that what's the kid name? Herb is out. Jose Alvarado is out. So yeah, I don't know. I had a system that said fade New Orleans today. I'm sorry, said fade Detroit. It was like teams coming off a short win as a short favorite. And of course that Boston game, very big conference game. Boston had the second best record. They had the best record going into that game. So could they come out a little methodical here? We did just see New Orleans go on the road and cover against the Houston Rockets. They do have the rest advantage in this spot, if I'm not mistaken as well. I initially wrote a lot of stuff in my notes. This was all before the injury news. I wrote Durham rebounds because the Pelicans are one of the worst rebounding teams. I think he was listed at 11.5. That was a tad bit too rich for my blood. I wrote Derek Queen under his rebounds, which that was something I was still considering. I think he's listed at 7.5. Then I wrote Jeremiah Fears under his 12.5 points. That got bet down to 10.5, but I don't like that as much because a lot of that part of the handicap for Jeremiah Fears is like him playing and his usage specifically when he has both Zion in, not Herb Jones, but Jordan Poole and Trey Murphy in. Like his usage just goes down a ton. If you know anything about Detroit, they don't give up a lot of points in the paint. He gets a lot of his points at the rim. So I considered Jeremiah Fears under his points, but that line kept dropping, and I don't like it at all if Zion's going to be listed as out. Also, I considered Tobias Harris threes in this game. Tobias Harris and Duncan Robinson. Tobias Harris, I think, was like plus 135, and Duncan Robinson was plus 100 when I looked at it. 2.5 and then 1.5, of course. Tobias Harris been shooting the ball. He shot the ball really, really well in that last game. In the same way that Boston kind of funnels a lot of shots towards the three-point line, this Pelicans team does as well. They're one of the worst three-point defenses as far as catch and shoot. So I think Tobias is live to definitely hit 2 threes in this spot, playing in New Orleans today. So I like the Tobias Harris line. Not sure if we'll see what happens with Cade. I would love for Cade to be in because he runs a lot of pick and roll and finds Tobias Harris for shots. I don't think it's going to be that way if they're playing with some of their secondary players. But don't get it twisted. Detroit, if Cade doesn't play, like I don't know how much they really drop off, honestly. Especially if Zion is out. Like I can see Detroit. Detroit's been really, really good without some of their key players. Like their bench has been hooping. So I don't really want to, look past them just because Cade might not play in this game. But they're not on the first leg of a back-to-back when I looked into it. So Cade must got the sniffles or something. The other game was 2 more games. So OKC and Milwaukee. I'm not really sure what to do with that game, man. I tried to fade OKC in their last game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They absolutely blew the doors off the Cavs. But that was after they had lost to the Miami Heat. So I don't have a really good read on OKC right now. They are like shorthanded, which they were shorthanded in the last game. It didn't matter. But Caruso is out. No Isaiah Hartenstein, of course. Aaron Wiggins is out. And both Jalen Williams are out. So big Jalen Williams and light skin and brown skin Jalen Williams are both out. But then the Bucks are also going to be shorthanded. No Kevin Porter Jr. Miles Turner's listed as out. I just don't know how much, they're going to be able to score in this game without those guys. My initial, super initial thought process was just go take AJ Green threes. They're listed at 3.5. Like, can he hit 4 against this OKC defense? Yes, they give up a ton of corner threes. That's where he get all of his points from. But without KPJ being there to be a real, true facilitator, I'm not sure how many looks he's even going to get. So, I just don't. I'm not really sure what to do with that game in general. The other thing I looked at was Bobby Portis. His points prop. I talked about it against Atlanta in the last game. Didn't bet it. He cleared the line relatively easy. He's another guy that gets a lot of points off catch and shoot. I think without OKC having some rim protection down there, no Isaiah Hartenstein, no Jalen Williams, either Jalen Williams. I think I think like without Miles Turner, like it makes a lot of sense for Bobby Portis to have a pretty good game. I like the way he scores the basketball. Super efficient player. He's going to take good shots. So he's not somebody that I, highly considered as well. And those are all my thoughts on that game. I can't take the Bucks, but I also can't lay with OKC because this will be the game they wet the bed, win by like 7. The Toronto and Sacramento game, not a game I like have a lot on at all. Just real quick, I didn't really look too much into it because I saw it yesterday. I knew both teams were going to be on a back-to-back. I looked at the injury report and was like, I don't really want to rack my brain too much with this. So I'll go just really quickly. We can look at it together for people that are still here. Go to Moneyballer real quick. So Toronto and Sacramento. So both teams, of course, second leg of back-to-back, third and fourth and sixth for both teams. Toronto, I want to say is this the last game of the road trip? No, they actually only third game of the road trip. They got 2 more coming up. But yeah, you typically don't want to play on a team that's playing 3rd and 4 and, with all those games being on the road. So it could be a game where they kind of run out of gas. The Kings, I don't really want anything to do with them against, teams that, can win. They had a couple good wins, right? They beat the Lakers, they beat the Kings, they beat the Rockets, and the Wizards were on the second leg of a back-to-back in this game right here. But after that, losses to the Trailblazers, losses to the Heat. This is how many games in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last game of a 7-game homestand. I know that they'll be without Sabonis. He of course played last night, so he's going to rest on the second leg of a back-to-back. I want to say I saw a few more injuries as well. What were they? They were Precious Achiuwa being downgraded to questionable, and of course no Keegan Murray. They got Zach LaVine. They got DeMar DeRozan. Toronto, no RJ Barrett. Colin Murray Bulls continues to be out. Kind of a spot where I really want to go back to Toronto. Not Toronto, but Scotty Barnes. I feel like his rebounds should be live in this game. The Kings aren't a great rebounding team, but I'm not messing with Scotty Barnes tonight, man. I'm not sure what to do with this one, if I'm being completely honest. Not really sure what to do with this one. Don't want to lay 5.5 with Toronto on the road though, especially coming off a big win last night against Golden State. But I never really want the Kings, if I'm being completely honest. Just not something I really would like to do with my money. All right, so I'm not going to bore you guys and waste your time. Let's just come down here, look at the last 10 games real quick, and then I'll go through the comments and give you guys a quick recap, and we'll get off of here. So last 10 games for both teams, it looks like offensively, the Raptors have been the better team. You can see that here. Defensively, the Raptors have been the better team. Pace, both teams playing relatively slow, 24th to 18. Assist to turnover ratio, a lot better for the Raptors as well. Raptors are 7-3 against the number. Kings are 5-5 against the number. Let's look at full season numbers and see how these teams perform on second leg of back-to-backs. So it looks like the Raptors are only 2-7 in the first half, only 3-6 straight up on the second leg of back-to-back. Now they're laying points on the road. I don't really want anything to do with that. They're also 2-7 against the number in the first half, 3-6 against the spread when they're playing unrested, and the Kings playing unrested. Yeah, this is a game I'm staying far away from. 2-6 as well on the second leg of back-to-back games. I don't want anything to do with that at all, man. When I think about this game from a player prop perspective, it kind of makes me think about wanting to take somebody I like fading the older guys on the second leg of back-to-backs, fading somebody like a DeMar DeRozan. Listed at 19.5. He had 23 yesterday, played 35 minutes. He's somebody that I would want to fade. I know he's playing against his old team. This season on second leg of back-to-backs, he's only averaging 17.7. Toronto is a pretty good defense. DeRozan spot up free throws, isolation where he gets his points. Back-to-backs with Zach LaVine, only 3 of them. 2 games he went under, 1 he went over. I kind of want to face somebody like a DeMar DeRozan. That would be my thought process. Look like you can get minus 121 on Caesars for him to go under 19.5 points. That would be my thought process in this game. I always kind of want to fade older play on the second leg of a back-to-back that played well the night before. And the Raptors defense not that bad. Not that bad. Let's see what you guys are thinking, and then we'll get off of here, man. Let's see. Where did I stop at? $77 billion says, look at Hawks. Look up finesse in the dictionary. It's a picture of the Hawks starting five. Anthony says, what's up, Chris? Drive time show feels weird, but glad to get your thoughts. Thank you. I appreciate that for sure. Alo says, I'm going to take a shot at Scotty Barnes triple-double tonight versus the Kings. Okay. Dude says he likes Onyeka Okongwu over his boards. Malik says, whoa, you taking a Tobias prop? I haven't taken it, but the matchup dictates, precedes my personal opinion of Tobias Harris, who I'm not the biggest, fondest guy. I will say on 2K, I was playing with the Pistons the other day against my son. His shot is nice on 2K. Tobias, you catch him wide open, he knocking that down. K had about 15 assists. 77 figures says he like the Bucks plus the 11. Dude likes OKC minus the 9.5. Malik says, yes. Yep, you did. I cashed that Portis look over 11.5. I think it was. Yep. And they bumped it up now, Malik, of course, because there's no Turner. And I think he might even be in the starting rotation. That's another thing that kind of talks me up a little bit. But hopefully, they don't got the smartest coach with, Glenn Rivers over there. But hopefully Glenn staggers the minutes, because with Giannis on the floor, I kind of feel like, Bobby Portis don't get as much usage. I like for Bobby Portis to come in when Giannis goes out, my thought process. Let's see. What else are you guys saying? BI rebounds under on the second leg of a back-to-back. J-Man says, I think you've been talking about that for a while. Anthony says, Kings, Raptors, over is the look. Trent says, points on the second leg of a back-to-back. Okay. I could see that. I could definitely see that. I'm just always skeptical of the Toronto offense, man. Toronto offense is not great. Like, don't get it twisted. The Kings defense is not great either, but Toronto's offense is not great. Like, I just watched them struggle to score against the Lakers defense. The Lakers, they won the second leg of a back-to-back. Like, I know they blew out the Warriors last night, but like, I don't know. I think that might have been more so like the Warriors just kind of going through the motions because, like it was just, hurt that Jimmy's not going to be there. I don't know. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Throws over 3.5 assists. Adam says he's been dominant. Glad you cashed that, Dougie Bone. Suns team total over. Okay. Yeah, man, I made 3 bets today, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little gun shy just because the NBA been so janky. But I'm shooting my shots the rest of the week, man. I see something I like, I'm taking it, man. I'm firing off live looks in the chat in the YouTube membership group as well. If I see something live, I'll be pretty locked in tonight on these games. About to go get a workout in, grab some dinner, and get to the games, man. I appreciate you guys for all tapping in. Tomorrow will probably be a morning show because I know I can't do the evening show if I'm in Virginia. Tomorrow will be a morning show. Yeah, it'll be a morning show tomorrow. We'll be back to morning shows, but I got practice tomorrow evening if I stay around. But we shall see, man. If you guys are tailing, best of luck. Make sure you guys are gambling responsibly. Whatever you guys are playing, I hope you cash it. Resources is always linked in the description. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, showing up, showing love, man. K got ruled out. Chicago says K got ruled out. The total's probably still gonna drop then. Let's see. I didn't see that. Yep, K ruled out. Real quick, let's see. All right, so K ruled out. I was already thinking about this. I'm not sure what to do with that, being that K got ruled out. K gets ruled out. Like, I'm looking for somebody to assist. I have no idea who's gonna be the primary. Like Jaden Ivey, I would think is in a pretty good spot. Nah, not really, because he's primarily likes to get downhill, get to the rim. They'll probably play him tough. Karis LeVert is also out. Okay. I don't know who's going to come in and play that role. It'll probably be by committee. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it'll be by committee. Don't like the Tobias look as much no more. The Durant look makes a lot of sense. He's all the way up to 19.5 points, though. Durant should get busy, in my opinion. The one game he's played without Cade was against the Pacers. Very similar defense to this Pelicans defense as far as like where they like to funnel shots. He had 31 in that game. We'll see what happens with Zion. Need the Zion news too, though, man. But I appreciate you for letting me know. Appreciate you. Who called that out? Chicago, appreciate you for letting me know, man. I was thinking Ivy, but the thing, Ivy's listed at 10.5. That number's about to go way up. If you can get 10.5 for Ivy, I would definitely take that. Yeah, Ivy about to get busy. It's probably gonna open 13, 14.5, honestly. I would still take Ivy because he's gonna get the primary minutes and he's gonna get some of the secondary minutes as well. They got the little guard with the dreads. What's his name? He's pretty nice too. His numbers probably be available soon as well. But yeah, let me jump off here, man. Go get in the shower. Like I said, Jenkins, that's who it was. Free sauce. He says Jenkins went stupid with assists with no K one time. That's who it was. Jenkins. He's the one with the dreads. Yeah, he's nice. I like him for sure. Gohu says I'm on the under. I got 235.5 this morning. Hopefully Zion is also rolled out. Yeah, you got a really good number. A really, really good number. That number is probably gonna continue to drop for sure now. All right. That's it, man. Like I said, appreciate you all. I will be back tomorrow morning. We'll talk more hoops. Y'all enjoy the rest of the night, man. Be safe. Gamble responsibly, of course. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.